Hey guys! Still not as good as Jen. I forgot what I'm supposed to say. It's great with the shooter's mindset. Um, Live with episode 442. On the show tonight, we have Corey, our lovely co-host.
Thanks, buddy. Great. Hey, guys. Kind of fell apart but you salvaged it. I like it.
Yeah, I practiced the hey guys. I forgot all the stuff I was supposed to say after that. Um, and our guest of the hour tonight, we have Van and Carlee of Apex Optics. And tonight we're talking probably a little bit about Apex, but a whole lot about one super awesome event coming up really soon.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. So I know we've had you guys on before, not too terribly long ago, but we always have new viewers watching. So if you guys could, we'll kind of do a quick little introduction where you guys kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what got you guys interested in competitive shooting.
Yeah, no, you want to go first?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm Van Krtolica. My name, yeah, basically we're up here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. We started competitive shooting together.
Yes.
In some pistol sports. I started with kind of IPSC/USPSA up here and got into Steel Challenge and then dragged her along to try it out and came to a couple of league nights, and then she fell in love with it and we did that for a couple of years together. And Carlee actually was one of the few ladies competing, but managed to pull off the 2018 National Women's Steel Challenge title. And then we kind of got into precision rifle sports and PRS, NRL Hunter now lately. And yeah, just kind of been progressing all over the place. I dabbled a little bit in 3-gun, but Carlee never really got into that because she got pregnant and we had our first one. And everybody keeps bugging her to get into PRS now and start shooting matches now that our kids are 3 and 4.
They're 3 and 4. Yeah, they're 16 months apart, but they like coming out to matches. They like shooting a lot. They're really interested in it. So that's been fun. We were at a match last weekend that we were one of the sponsors of, and we were actually able to kind of stay nearby on site. And so I was able to walk over with the girls down to the firing line, and they were able to watch Van and some of our sponsored shooters go through some of the different stages and that kind of thing. And that was a ton of fun, and they really enjoyed that. So I think the thing that they disliked the most about it was that they didn't get to shoot, but yeah. So
yeah,
once they're a little bit older, I think we'll be family shooting.
I already got them slotted for NRL Hunter team.
Yeah, we're like, we need a girls team for NRL Hunter, and they're like, okay, like so. We're like, not this.
When do we start training?
Yeah, so
That's funny.
yeah.
So what you're saying is 22s are in the very near future for them.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they already have they have one 22 that the older one who's 4 started shooting last year with me, and
she shot your 6th Creed last year too.
Shot my 6th Creed
Yeah.
after PRS.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of introduced it a little bit early, but they've always liked being at the range with us, and they're little brass monkeys and picking up my spare brass and all that stuff, always cleaning up, and if there's loose brass they always put in the buckets, and it's good. Yeah.
Oh, that's super convenient.
Yeah, it's great to have little helpers for sure.
Yeah, but out of that, none of our love for the sport is really why we started our optics company. So
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, how we got started in competitive shooting was really just because we both were playing competitive sports growing up, and I still played hockey and soccer and stuff into my late adulthood, and it was just like another competitive outlet, right? And it was just something we enjoyed doing. It was just an extension of that. It was so much fun. And
we like being outside. It was something we could do together. It was a really great community and that kind of thing. So yeah. Yeah,
we met some of the best people shooting, honestly.
Yeah, we look forward to it. Like last weekend was one of the first big matches we've been to this season because, well, we're in Canada. So we ended up, we're seeing people who've already been shooting for 3-4 months. And for most people, their first match of the season. And so it was just like a big old family reunion. So
yeah, come to beautiful Texas. The shooting never stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys go all year.
Awesome. Very jealous of that.
So you guys kind of touched on it, but give us a brief history of Apex for people that didn't see the other shows, for people that might not know.
Yeah, so we started Apex back in 2020 after I shot a couple of PRS matches, and it was really like, just kind of struggling to find a balance between a high quality kind of top tier optic and the price point that I was seeing out in the marketplace and the feature set, and there was really nothing that was like 100% geared towards that sport to begin with. And that's kind of how we always, have a bit of a claim to fame in amongst our followers and stuff, is that we're kind of from the grassroots of that sport, is how the company was born, kind of trying to feed kind of purpose-built optics into the marketplace at a specific price point. So, we're direct to consumer. We have some dealers across the US and Canada internationally now, but we're very selective with kind of who we work with. But kind of choosing that business model allows us to really offer a massive value to kind of the traditional some of the entrenched brands that, there's probably 3 or 4 layers of savings that we kind of try to introduce into the marketplace. And
Right, sure.
and that was kind of our an initial thought and our initial goal, I guess.
Yeah, especially with our first product. And then it kind of snowballed from there, because we thought, oh, maybe in a few years we'll introduce a hunting scope. And then, oh, wouldn't an LPVO be great? And then now it's like, well, we used to shoot, IPSC and Steel Challenge and all those things. Why don't we have red dots or those types of things? But which we've now since introduced.
We still have our competition pistols, so I'd like to have something to go on there.
We're like, why not, right? If we're going to go up to the range, we should be shooting our own products. So, but with that,
Right.
because like just how Van said, everything we do is purpose built. We don't want to just have just any old SKU and any old product just because every other company might happen to have one that's kind of similar. We always want to innovate with everything that we do. And we decided to come out with red dots. We were really cautious with what we did and decided to really be very purpose built with that, to the point where our red dots actually have patent pending technology in them and additional features that haven't come to the marketplace until we brought them there. So
it's just little things that we're trying to do that are a little different. Like, like I said, just because somebody has a handheld rangefinder with whatever features doesn't mean that we also have to come out with the same thing, right? Like if we're going to do something, there has to be a differentiator somewhere in there. And that's kind of the way that we think about things and how we try to kind of develop. Anytime we develop a new product or we have ideas for new products, we always try to think, well, it's like, well, that's great, but what sets it apart?
What sets it apart, and what's the use case? Like what's missing and why?
Yeah. And it always comes through when a company is building stuff for them. Like when you want something and you really, really want it, it really does show at the end when it's like, oh yeah, I wanted this and this is why. And it's really cool for this exact thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's the funny thing. So I was just at the NRL Hunter, for first ever NRL Hunter match, and Travis from
in Canada.
NRL, first ever Canadian NRL Hunter match. It was in BC, British Columbia here, just 4.5 hours away from us. So we kind of did a family weekend trip for that, and it was amazing.
Nice.
And it was right in the mountain. I think I did like 20 kilometers of hiking over the 2 days just to get in between the stages. It was amazing, and through the Rocky Mountains, man, unbelievable.
It was beautiful.
I'm a little bit jealous right now.
Well, they announced at the event that it is now going to be an annual match. So come on up next year.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And there's accommodations on site. There's cabins. You literally just walk out and you're at the range. So it's amazing.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah, super amazing. And so at that event, we're talking to people and people are like, oh yeah, you're working on this product? And I was like, yeah, we got something in the works. We've been in development for 12 months. They're like, oh, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And just having that interaction with people who shoot that sport on a regular basis. It was my first match. A lot of our team members shoot NRL Hunter. So we had a lot of really good stuff in there in development. But then there was one thing that this one guy told me. I was like, wow, that's amazing. I actually didn't even think of that. Let me go back to the engineers with that. That's an amazing idea, right? And just stuff like that helps innovate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, shooters will absolutely tell you exactly what they think. And, sometimes it's like, I couldn't possibly make that with a big enough budget. But sometimes you get something like you're saying, where it's like, that's the coolest thing ever. And I want one exactly right now. I'm going to make it. Mm-hmm. And that's like listening to the person that's using it. That's the best person to ask because they're using it.
100%.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like making a product just for yourself without listening to anybody else. You're definitely going to miss some things, right? So, we have an R&D team for the most part that we kind of consult with in our broader team in general.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people that, that are customers that'll tell us stuff all the time, or just random people come to us at trade shows and give us lots of ideas. And a lot of them are like, you kind of have to be polite and listen and be like, well, I don't know if that'll work or that's going to cost a lot of money. But yeah, I think the best things come out of, listening to shooters and listening to what customers and consumers actually would pay money for, right? At the end of the day, because at the end of the day, you can make whatever product you want, but if nobody's buying it, then
Yeah.
that's a bit of a miss.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So what we hinted at earlier is that we do have some exciting news. The PRS Pro Series is coming back to Canada for the first time since, when was it? 2021, the last time we had a match up there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We're super excited. So we've been talking to Ken for over a year about doing something like this, and it's been a very kind of hard thing to bring the PRS back up north, just because there were a couple of attempts and a couple of really good match directors and people trying to bring it back, and there was always something that kind of came up and it ended up getting canceled, or it just wasn't the right timing with schedule collisions. But so we've been talking to Ken about having it, and we found the right slot in the calendar to bring it, and we kind of decided to do it on the tail end of the world famous Calgary Stampede. And that is, we think, the intent of this scheduling was to make our match a destination match for people and families who've always wanted to come out to the Canadian Rockies to come visit Calgary and Banff, and they can party if they want to, or they can stay completely sober if they prefer to do that before they shoot or after they shoot.
Yeah.
But we're right within stone's throw of Banff National Park and the Lake Louise, and amazing sites all over the place that are world famous. And then there's Dinosaur National Park right there with like with the largest dinosaurs ever discovered on Earth, actually right in our backyard here. And it's amazing. We took our kids there last year, actually. There's so many things to do, and so we figured, hey, if we heard from so many people talking, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are in Calgary. That's right beside Banff. I'd love to come out there one time." And are there any matches to shoot there? Always talking to our friends in Europe and the States. They're always like, "Oh, I'd love to come out." We're like, "Well, here you go. Here's a match. Come on up here. Have a great time. We're going to try to make it a super social event." And there's a ton going on that weekend.
Yeah. So we figured too, because so many people are always wanting to go to the Calgary Stampede, you could come in early, you could go to the rodeo in the afternoon and then go sight in your rifle right after, or after you're done shooting the match. You could go to the chuck wagons and the grandstand show or that kind of thing. But we really do want to make it because I guess as you guys hear us talk about how much we love going to matches and, the community aspect of that, we're going to have a welcome beer garden after everyone's through sighting in on the Friday night. We're going to have a social event on the Saturday night that you can invite like your significant other and your children and that kind of thing. We're going to have a live band. We're, really trying to showcase where we are, where we come from, what we think is some of the most beautiful scenery in all of the world. There's nothing like the Canadian Rockies. I know that Banff and Lake Louise and Moraine Lake and Emerald Lake and all of those places are bucket list destinations for people. This is a big one for me, is that Calgary International Airport has more direct flights pretty much anywhere in the world than I think any other airport in Canada at this point. Honestly, it's just a fantastic hub. We're easy to get to. We're just, a really welcoming city and that kind of thing.
Lots going on that week.
Lots going on that week too, no matter if you want to bring your family or, come by yourself or any of those things, or a bunch of buddies, however you want to do it. There's just so much to offer. So if you're going to come all the way up to Canada, which I know for some people coming, it is all the way up to Canada, because you shot with a guy last weekend who came up from like Northern Illinois, and I was like, that is a hike and a half for a match. So I mean, if you're going to come all the way up here, we want to make it worth your while. If we're going to bring the Pro Series back to Canada, we want to show you what Canada and Western Canada really has to offer.
Yeah, this sounds like a destination match. That for those of us that are shooters in the States, I'm sure a lot of people watching have seen Ken Wheeler and Matt Partaine's recent international with 9 million pictures.
Mostly of food, though, right?
Say, if you want to go on a gastro tour of Calgary, we've got a lot of microbreweries, we've got great food trucks, we've got
lots of good barbecue,
really great barbecue, a lot of really great just local restaurants of all different kinds of cuisine. So if you're looking to mimic Ken Wheeler's trip to Norway, by all means, we can help you accomplish that.
I'm sure we can go with a restaurant recommendation.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Somewhere where, the DiCaprios of the world like to go when they film movies in Calgary. So, yeah.
Yes, that is the thing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Greg and I were looking for. We were just talking about scheduling a shooter's mindset trip. And, everyone in favor, Greg, tonight? Yep. In?
You guys have my vote.
Yeah, I'll pick you up at the airport.
All right.
Perfect.
Yeah. No, and as far as like the match itself, we're really trying to make it.
Oh yeah,
you know,
there's the match part of
there's
it
also
too.
the match too, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have a sight-in area. Then there's 18 stages that are gonna happen, but we're trying to have it be a really well balanced match as far as the course of fire is concerned. We're getting a lot of really good input from some extremely experienced MDs up here in Canada, and then we're balancing it with some of the stuff that all of our team shooters, as well as myself, the guys that have shot in the States the last couple of years. That's some of the premier PRS matches, kind of what we've seen, what people have liked, what people haven't liked, and just try to balance it out. That there's going to be a lot of people that haven't ever shot a match of this level before, but we want to make it so that people are still getting hits, but we want it to be challenging for guys like the top shooters that have come out of the States as well. So
yeah, we're really excited about that. And it is something that we do want to hold annually, because I've had a lot of people, they're like, oh, if this is a one-time thing and I can't make it this year, I'm like, don't you worry.
yeah,
We want this to be a staple.
absolutely.
So
Yeah, there's absolutely no
Yeah.
plans to have it as a one-year event. We definitely want to have it back again and again and again. As long
Yeah.
as there's demand for it, we'll keep having it.
yeah, but like Van said, we always say we're for shooters by shooters, and we feel like our match is going to be along those lines as well. When we announced that we were doing this, or that we were even thinking of doing this, I believe one person actually said to me, they're like, you have a blank check for my time and effort to help you do this.
Yeah, we have an amazing list of volunteers.
We do,
Our
yeah.
slots are basically already full, so we've got a good group of folks already willing to help out with setup and tear down and all the organizing. And Madeline from our team has been doing most of the coordination for the match, because we've been busy traveling around. So we're like, she's been getting quotes for event tents and
so if you come to this and you think it is a really, really well-run event, we have Madeline to thank for that. You don't have to. It's not because of us.
Yeah.
No, she's the one who's got this wrapped up for us. So
this before we went live, we were still trying to come up with a new title for Madeline. We got right arm Swiss Army knife.
Yes, I think the biggest thing is when we show up without her, people are like, well, like, is Madeline here?
They don't care.
It's great to see you. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No, I think that's one thing that a lot of people really start to remember later in shooting is the stuff that they did outside of the travel and the matches.
Mhm.
Like we had a double nationals match for USPSA in Utah, but between the 2 weekend matches, you could go to Zion National Park and hike as much as you wanted. And like I'll never forget hiking in Zion.
Right.
And going to Banff and doing some hiking, that's been on my list for years.
That's amazing.
So,
Yeah.
And speaking of Zion and stuff like that's on our list when we go down to the world
Cameo.
Oh my God.
We need to find a way to extend that trip and go down to Zion, because we've driven through there from Utah. But
that's the other thing too with the matches, we will have travel guides for people. So if you're wondering where are the best places to eat in Banff, or what are the best hiking trails to do with a family, or Canmore or Kananaskis country, or any of those things, give me an experienced hiker's hike. Or we've had people reach out to us like, oh, well, we have somebody with us who has mobility issues. Are there hiking trails for them? Like, what is friendly to that? Or, friendly with, kids that are 8 years old, or all of the different things. So we really want to be able to prepare everybody for that, so that you guys don't have to go and do a ton of extensive trip research and planning as well. We want to make sure that we're providing that.
And good thing your background is in writing and travel guides.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here wondering, like, I can't compete with this as a match director. There's no way. I've got crawfish.
Yeah.
So you
guys got crawfish and barbecue, so that's fine. I'll take that anything.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So is there still opportunity for folks to come on board to help support the match from a
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've still got some sponsor slots available. Yep.
And who do they reach out to for that?
Madeline.
I just wanted to say.
Yeah, if you want to reach out to just, even info@apexoptics.co, or Madeline at apexoptics.co, or reach out through our social media channels or that as well. Whatever is easiest for folks. We'll make sure that the information gets to the right person.
Absolutely.
So
Cool.
Yeah, we've had an amazing list of sponsors already come on board, and we're getting pretty full, which is amazing. And there's going to be a lot of stuff, amazing things on the prize table. We're pretty excited about that as well.
Yeah, we're really excited.
How many slots are left for the match?
For shooter slots?
Yeah.
Shooter slots, yeah.
Yeah, we're about 50% full, and we haven't really even advertised yet. So we're actually coming out with a cool little kind of like a commercial video kind of thing coming out, doing like a whole advertisement of the scenery and kind of what the match is going to be like and that kind of stuff. So that's going to hopefully come out in the next week to 10 days. So I think it'll fill up fairly quick after that.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think it'll fill up fairly quick after you mentioned there's like a travel guide that's going to help you with like everything else you can do. That's awesome. That's unreal.
And what is the date of the match again? I think we said it before, but
July 13th, 14th.
July 13th and 14th.
Yeah.
Good call not doing the 4th of July weekend after. Big selling point for the Americans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That was a big thing for us because when we looked at the schedule, I'm like, there's no way we're doing that because it's also July 1st weekend usually for Canada, which is our Independence Day as well. So we're like,
and then
that's not a good idea.
The first weekend of Stampede is always way busier in the city and way crazier. And it kind of, slows down a little bit. So people can actually kind of get their footing for, the back half of it because it's a 10-day event. So
yeah, and I don't know if anybody's ever heard the stories about the Calgary Stampede. I mean, we kind of grew up in the corporate world in Calgary during the heyday of the Stampede, and that was crazy. Like when we were in our 20s, so there was a lot of. I mean, let's just put it this way: my first day working my corporate job in Calgary, I walked up at 8 o'clock in the morning to the office, and there's like 4 guys in cowboy hats drinking Budweisers in front of the front door. So the party starts and never ends for 10 days. So
it's crazy.
It gets a little nutty.
Yeah, the whole city is into it. No matter where you go, everybody is wearing jeans and boots, and there's hay bales and
there's amazing concerts.
Oh yeah, the concert series is great too. So we do actually have a Facebook and Instagram page set up for our match, which is great because there's so many amazing things that actually happen during Stampede. So a lot of people are like, well, I'm not into cowboy stuff. I'm not into rodeo. I don't care about the truck wagons. I don't even
want the rides.
Or the rides. I don't want to go to the Midway. I'm not somebody who likes to go to a state fair and try all the different fried things. That's not for me. But what happens during those 10 days in Calgary is incredible artist lineups for concerts or art shows or other children's activities that happen within the city during that time.
I think it's like Jason Aldean and Tim McGraw, Faith Hill, like all that.
There's always some big like that. It's also that other event that's got was it Goo Goo Dolls and Gin Blossoms and somebody else. So there's always all kinds of different things. Even if you don't like country music, there will definitely be shows for you. So we'll be sharing all of that as well, just to the Facebook page. So, if people are like, oof, Stampede, not my thing. There's definitely other things that happen that are them Stampede adjacent or concurrent that might be more up your alley. But
it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it, and we're so excited for it. Honestly,
we really are.
It's been a couple of years in the works for us to do this, and finally having it happen we're pretty jazzed about it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if you're listening live, Greg linked the 2024 Apex Optics Rocky Mountain Challenge, and that'll be pinned to the top of the comments. So if you're looking for the event, that's in the chat now.
Yeah, and if you're listening later on one of the podcast apps or YouTube, well, we're kind of we'll see if I remember to put that link in there or not. But if not, use your Google skills.
I got you, buddy. Schedule text to Greg for tomorrow, 10 p.m.
and the match info can be found on our website, apexoptics.co. It should be right on the main menu, like I think RMC 2024 for Rocky Mountain Challenge. And then it's on the PRS website, precisionrifleseries.com, as well as on Practice Score. So it's all the usual places.
Nice.
So we're about at the midpoint of the show. Remember, if you're watching us live on Facebook, ask any questions you may have in the comments section of the video. We'll ask it live on air. Other ways to catch us, you can always check back to the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page. The videos stay up there forever, and we usually upload to all the podcast apps the night after the show. And finally, everything eventually ends up on the Shooter's Mindset YouTube page, so that's a great place to look up past episodes.
So speaking of comments,
yes,
Greg,
we have some of those. So early on in the show, Jesse said that he just got his new Summit Pro 12x50 binos, and he's super impressed and loves the reticle. Thank you so much for supporting the NRL 22X matches, which is where he got the certificate. He can't wait to try them out at Nationals.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're going to be in Wisconsin for that match.
So come say hi.
Come say hi.
Yeah, definitely. We're
Bringing the whole family.
Yeah, we're taking our trailer across the country and coming for the
Yeah.
NRL 22 finale. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. That's going to be a great match.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Madeline is also slightly embarrassed and blushing in the comments, but she did say that Stampede was a thing of its own.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are, let's just say there are some Instagram and TikTok worthy viral videos that came out of the last few years.
Yeah.
Out of the Calgary Stampede. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
I'm not sure.
we can talk about a few of them off the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously Canada, there's going to be a lot of people from the US trying to get some people from abroad. What's the process for traveling with firearms into Canada?
Yeah.
Are there forms? Do you need an invitation? Are there any restrictions?
No, it's pretty straightforward. The only things, so basically to come into Canada with a firearm as a legal firearms owner from any other country, you really just have to fill out one form from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. The link is posted on our website, and how to download the form is just a fillable PDF. The only thing that you don't do is you don't sign the form until you actually get to the border crossing, and then you sign it in front of the officer. I think it's like a $25 fee, and that's it. And all they'll do is just get you pull over, come inside, they record the serial number, give you a piece of paper, and off you go.
Yeah.
So we talked to a couple of the American guys that were shooting the NRL Hunter, and they said it was super simple, took like 2 minutes at the border, and they were good to go. Yeah. So it's easy. So some of the restrictions are you can't bring your pistols, you can't bring any suppressors. So everything that we shoot is basically either just a muzzle brake or no muzzle brake. So so my apologies for that.
Bring your ear pro.
You got an Air Pro sponsor yet?
I feel like we should have one because we need to like rent it out. Yeah.
But apart from that, there are no other restrictions. We don't have, as of right now, we don't have any bolt action magazine restrictions or anything like that in Alberta or Canada. So we should be okay there.
We are probably the most firearms friendly jurisdiction in the country.
Yeah. So other than that, there's really nothing else you have to worry about. Just pistols you can't bring across the border anymore as of last year. But yeah, that's about it, I think. Yeah,
we don't require an invitation. I do know some folks that have gone into the US with their firearms, like Canadians that have gone down to compete. If they've ever been asked for an invitation, usually just their practice score confirmation is enough.
Just a confirmation email that you registered for the match is enough. Interestingly enough, like Carlee and I both have our ATF Form 6s to be able to travel in the US with our firearms when we compete. And I've only been asked for an invitation one time, and that's a bygone era kind of former process. As Canadians, we actually formally don't need an invitation if we have a Form 6. So that's just something that was a thing in the past, and some agents still kind of weirdly enforce that. So a practice score registration is usually good enough.
If you are asked.
But if anybody wants a formal invitation from us, absolutely just reach out.
If it would make you feel more comfortable to travel across the border with your firearm, absolutely, we are happy to provide that for you.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Just reach out to us.
Pat just commented, he said traveling to Canada with his firearm was almost as easy as going to Texas with one.
Nice.
There you go.
And then,
so sorry, Greg, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Dan, who said hi earlier, he also said make sure to keep your rifle and ammo separate.
That's if flying, most likely. Since different airlines have different rules. Your ammo can be in the same. Actually, so the rule is in Canada to be able to transport a firearm, a non-restricted firearm, as we call it, which is anything bolt action, really. As it pertains to this match specifically, it just has to be unloaded. So that's the only legal requirement to actually transport it. It doesn't have to be trigger locked. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It just has to be unloaded. And as long as the magazine is not inserted into the firearm, a lot of times that's fine. I mean, as a best practice, you should probably keep your ammo separate outside of the gun case or something. But generally speaking, as long as it's unloaded, you'll be fine.
Yeah. That was actually one of my favorite parts of our international people. We had some guys from Mexico, shout out Joel and his friends. They were like, can you send us a letter? And I was like, I get to write this formal letter that we cordially invite Joel. Fun.
Oh, do you use a, what do you call it? The pen that you dip?
Oh,
Oh,
dude, I
like a
made a
quill?
watermark.
Quill,
I
there
made
we
this so professional. We had a logo on this shit. It was so formal and everything. I used
Formal
Promise's
letterhead.
full name.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Texas Precision Letterhead.
That is
Yeah.
fancy.
Super fancy. Just a PDF I wrote up in like 5 minutes.
William asked, what is the weather going to be like in Canada in July?
Well, it's probably going to be pretty warm. I
Yeah.
mean, but not Texas warm in July,
No.
but it'll be, I would say, probably in the mid 90s to 100, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Or it'll be thunder showers and
Because if it gets too hot for the area, we get thunder showers. But
but
Yeah.
generally speaking, we're due for at least one good thunderstorm during Stampede. That's usually what happens.
usually,
And it lasts about an hour to 2 hours and it's done with. So
yeah, and that's usually on the Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
And our match isn't until the Friday.
There you go.
Friday, Saturday.
Just
Sunday.
like
So yeah, so
clockwork.
we should be fine based on historic data. We've lived here too
Yeah.
long.
I would say to
for
be
the
safe,
weather.
definitely prepare for heat and bring rain gear just in case, but you shouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily need it. But
You're not going to need a snowsuit.
no.
Sounds a lot like K&M in May. Could be 100 degrees, could be raining the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
The weather's going to be weathery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
We generally
One-
don't get tornadoes up here, but we have been known to get a tornado warning in July.
Yeah.
So
But that's
pretty normal. It was when it gets really hot, but other than that,
not like Nebraska level
No.
stuff.
I think we
though.
get a tornado here once every like 7 to 10 years. So
Yeah. So we're not due.
okay.
You guys don't have a lot of trailer parks up there?
there are some, yeah.
Fewer and fewer.
If you're in for some reason, yeah, there used to be good RV parks all around. There's one that's relatively close to the match location.
The campsites.
The
even,
campsites, yeah. And then there are a whole bunch of provincial parks and all that kind of stuff that have campsites all over.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have all that laid out for everybody.
We do have some
pretty
hotel
soon.
information already up on the website.
Yep. Yeah, so we do have
Nice.
2 room blocks for hotels already.
Yeah.
And
They're
we're
definitely
working
great
on some others.
Airbnb options too.
Tons
So.
of that as well. And for those of you that are looking to travel with a trailer or an RV, then definitely we'll have some more information on that soon.
Yeah.
So this is an odd question that I got via text while I was sitting here. If someone perhaps loses their firearm in travel or doesn't want to travel with ammo, are there loaner options up there? Like,
Yes.
Could they pay to reserve or something?
We'll have definitely 2 loaner rifles available at the very beginning here. We can work on some other ones. And then ammunition and that kind of stuff. If people let us know ahead of time, we can pre-purchase ammunition for them. Just as a small heads up, ammo is probably about 30% more expensive up here than down there. So,
But you know what? Their dollar's worth 35% more than ours is. So
that's probably a lot.
Americans, come here and buy a lot of things because your money is worth so much more.
Yeah.
I think in the grand scheme of the plane ticket and all the travel, ammo's not the pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, no, if you give us enough notice, we can definitely make sure that
Awesome.
we get something like that.
Yeah. We might even have
Yeah.
a lefty one. We'll
I was
see.
just gonna say, if you're a left-handed
Really?
shooter, you're more than welcome to use my GT. So
Nice.
because I'll be ripping around on a side-by-side with the radio probably. So yeah, won't be shooting this one.
With a co-pilot or 2.
Yeah.
So what goals do you guys have for next year for Apex and everything? Any new stuff you can announce?
Well, at SHOT Show, we announced our 15 by 56 binoculars, and
In the background there?
those are actually our Summit Pro 12 by 50s.
Okay.
A really, kind member of our shooting team sent this picture to us. One of his close friends and accomplices, I will say.
Yeah, shooting partner.
Shooting partner took this photo actually up in the Yukon, and it was like, oh yeah, send him this photo. And he's like, I'm just gonna send him like a digital photo. So he got it printed on a canvas for us, and
Christmas
as a Christmas present, and sent it as a surprise, which was really nice. But they will have a similar body, but they're great for spotting impacts. They come with and without reticles. So we're really excited about those.
Yeah.
They also have a couple of upgrades, shall we say, to the original Summit lineup.
Yeah, so we did an independent reticle focus feature on this Summit Pro 2s. And we lowered the reticle down into the lower third of the eye box on the left barrel.
Really?
So, yeah, and then we thinned out the reticle about 28% as well with the more magnification. You can actually get a little bit of a finer measurement as well. So yeah, we're pretty excited about those ones. They're in production right now. They've been a little bit delayed due to the couple of the wars going on, but and some supply issues with ED glass. But and they're a double layer ED on the objective lens as well, an upgraded abaconic prism as well. Some extra phase correction in there, and honestly, I would put that optical system up against like the highest end of the European brands. Like that's the feedback that we've received from people who've been running them for the last 3 months, and we're really excited about those ones. And plus, on top of that, our red dots that are coming out now. But as far as new things being announced, we got so many things in the works.
We got lots of projects in the pipeline.
Yeah.
We've had to kind of divide and conquer with our project management abilities of different projects that we're each taking on.
Yeah, Carlee's working on a couple of different scope projects. I'm working on the next set of binoculars.
You have we each have a binocular project.
Yeah.
I got a couple scope projects. So SHOT Show 2025, we're gonna have some exciting announcements.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah, we're doing some really interesting integrations with some technologies companies that are really entrenched in this business. So we're really excited about those partnerships and kind of can't wait to formally announce it. Unfortunately, we can't say too many things about it, but it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be geared for competitive shooters and for hunters specifically. And it's going to have a couple of different ways to use the technology that haven't been done before. So we're really excited about that.
We're also coming out with some other products that some of our customer base have requested from us. When are you going to come out with this? Please, please. So we're just trying to finalize some of our technical specs on a lot of those things before we can actually make a formal announcement. But yeah, we've got a lot in the pipeline. We've already got things that we know we're going to announce at SHOT Show in 2026. So there's a lot on the product roadmap that we're excited about. So
y'all plan
the reticle and the binos is big. I wish more people had that available.
Yeah.
Well, and that was something that was actually born from our sponsored shooting team. They're like, if you're making binos, like, what are the chances you can put a reticle in, like an etched reticle in those things? And we're like, yeah, okay. So
like, let me talk to the engineers and see if it's possible. And sure enough,
it was. And so we're like, okay. And so we did it. So
yeah, that's kind of how a lot of our product development really starts is, honestly, I think we might have even told the story before, but we really came out with a Rival as a long range PRS oriented rifle scope to begin with. And then we had all these people asking us for more stuff because they love the Rival. And they're like, I want to switch over a lot of my stuff to your guys' stuff. Like, now that I love this one product, what else are you coming out with? I'm like, I really had no plans for anything for like 2 to 3 years. We're like, let's just do this as a side hustle for a couple of years and see. Maybe we'll come out with a hunting scope next because I like to hunt and I maybe like a scope for this. And then, eventually we might do red dots in like 5 to 6 years and then maybe binos. And then literally like within a year, we were just like already in development because people are just demanding stuff. And that's really how our product development roadmap comes out, is based on what our customers are asking us.
We've had to do some hiring. We've had to, we both do this full time now. We've, really had to add to our team. So, we're really grateful because we love this business and love this community so much. If you want to talk to us about things in person, we're going to be at NRA this weekend, actually down in Dallas. So
if anybody's going, come say hi.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, that's going to be a fun show. And afterwards, I have food recommendations.
Perfect.
Excellent. Good. I cannot wait to hear those. Yeah, we've been to Dallas once before and we kind of scoured the best of, at the time, what was the best barbecue in town. I'm like, okay, let's see if it's changed. No,
okay.
Not Dallas, obviously. Yeah. No.
There is no good barbecue in Dallas.
No?
No.
This was a long time ago. Probably like 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
So wait, I just realized the match fee for this match is in Canadian dollars.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
So it's so much cheaper for us to shoot.
What did I tell you?
Yeah. It works out to like $225 US, I think, or something like that.
That's a steal.
Greg, it's not cheaper. It's a better value.
That's right.
Flip it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to say. You know. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we tried to specify that it was in Canadian dollars so that all of our American friends would be like, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like half price.
Yeah.
You should put next to it like a little pointing finger, like this is cheaper than your dollars, Americans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Let's see. I'm trying
All
to see
right.
if we got everything answered in the lives. I think Joel had a lot of questions, but I think Dan got those all answered.
Yep. You want to hit the other live? The
yeah.
ability to put the reticle in either eye. So sorry, William Conlon. He's wrong-handed. Any thoughts or abilities to put the reticle in either eye or just the right eye? Now, this is a wrong-handed question, but if you can, he would appreciate it.
So we could, except like 95% of people are right eye dominant. So it's a very, very small subset. She's on the other 5%.
Yeah.
So we totally get that part of it. So the reason why we actually came out with an independent reticle diopter focus was to satisfy the people who are extremely left eye dominant, because some of people were reporting that were left eye dominant and more so than average with our Summit Pro 12x50s, the first version, that they weren't able to see the sight picture and the reticle in the same plane.
Because your brain
they
takes
get their
over.
brain to put the picture together and have both things in focus at the same time. So then right away we started thinking about it. Okay, what can we do to fix that? And then one of the things that we came up with was this independent reticle diopter. So you focus just like you use the standard binoculars the way you use them, where you focus the left eye with the center wheel, then the right eye, and for the sight picture, and then after all that, you can bring the reticle into the same plane. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So don't feel bad. I'm left eye dominant. Right-handed though, so I just squint the one eye and it's all good.
That's same with her. She's right-handed.
I'm right-handed, and I only shoot left with guns and hockey sticks. So all my other sports I can play right. I'm truly Canadian.
Yeah, I only played judo left-handed. Everything else I did right-handed.
That's funny.
Played judo.
Yeah, that's what you say.
Okay, Corey.
So Joel, did you want to hit that one? The 15x56. Would that be at the match?
I think he got all of his questions answered, because he was asking about a 15x56. Dan answered that yes, that was announced at SHOT Show this year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's the Summit ED2s and Pro 2s that are in the 15x56.
Yeah.
All right.
But we do have, if you are looking to pre-order them, the pre-order is open on the website, and we've got a set out west that we have at events. We will have them at NRA, and we've got a set that was circulating out east. We did have a couple members of our team who had them at Vortex Vengeance a couple weeks ago
at MKM.
Yep. And so they're making the rounds out east, or if you're going to be at the NRL 22 finale, we will have a set with us there if you want to come and check them out.
Okay. Awesome. So people can see them, order them, do the pre-order thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. Ruth Susie says hi.
Hi.
Hey, Ruth. Hey, Justin.
Happy belated birthday.
How did you know Justin said hi too?
Well, just try to be considerate.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
We'll also be down at Worlds too at Cameo.
In September.
In
Yeah.
September.
Okay.
Yeah.
that's
We're a
early
sponsor of the event. Yeah, it's September, I think 11th to 17th.
Yep.
Sounds right. Yeah. So we'll be down there in varied capacities between you and I.
Yeah.
Van is going to be down there
for Apex.
I'm going to be down there with Team Canada. I'm not competing, but I do sit on the capper board, which is effectively the Canadian equivalent of USPRA. And so because I'm not shooting, I'm going as kind of the chef de mission to help make sure that Team Canada can perform their best. So.
Oh, y'all have a chef? Let me tell you about Greg Bell in the kitchen.
I've heard stories.
It's a hard no. He's a great guy. Great
We
guy.
got, yeah, we're bringing a lot of people who can cook real well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So great.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Carly's gonna be the squad mom for the entire
I
team.
am.
right
Yeah,
now,
I'm the
so,
team squad mom.
Yeah.
So
That sounds awesome.
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, and then myself and a couple of our corporate team members are gonna be down there kind of running the demo tents, and we have a range spot and all that kind of stuff that we'll be able to demo product and
Yeah.
and all sorts of things. And yeah, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I've never been down there, and we had a couple of team members for the shoot for Team Apex that we just met up with over the weekend that were telling us all about Cameo because they just shot that match last month or a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago. And yeah, it was quite the adventure by the sounds of it.
yes.
yeah. If you like high desert, you will absolutely love Cameo. It's great hiking, really cool spot.
When you guys are going to be there.
Greg and Jen will.
Greg,
Yeah.
Yep, Greg and Jen will be there. Corey doesn't want to come hang out. He's too cool for us.
Rude.
I will be going to Finland in early August. I do not have vacation to go on all these fun trips.
Oh,
Finland sounds awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All
Cool.
right. I think we're good on the live side.
I think you're right.
We want to go ahead and wind this one down to shout outs. Corey, we'll let you go first.
I don't know how many shout outs, Greg. I'm just trying to hold it together, man. Shout out Greg. He's going to be spending the next 8 hours putting this online on all the platforms.
All right. Van and Carlee, what do you guys have for shout outs tonight?
Shout out to Jen. We hope she feels better soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I hope the recovery is going well.
yeah.
And outside of that, I'd love to shout out all of our shooting team members and everybody who's been supporting us over the last couple of years. And we couldn't have done it without everybody, that's for sure.
Just a
And
great big thank you.
thank you to all of our customers.
All right. And I just wanted to shout out you guys for coming and spending this time with us. Kind of telling us about this match. I think we got a lot of people excited about it. You guys be sure to let us know when that video goes live, and we'll post it up so all of our viewers can see it, and let us know when we got some more products we can chat about live on the show.
Yeah, I would
Sounds
love to
great.
tell you. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for
All
having
right.
us.
Thanks, guys. It's great seeing you again.
You too.
And that will be a wrap for episode 442, and we'll see y'all next time.